This podcast does contain spoilers, so if you're okay with that, listen on. If not, pause the podcast, go watch the movie we're about to talk about, and come on back.
All right, sweet.
Excuse me.
Brandon, over here. Hey,
Pardon me.
why don't you have the popcorn? It's starting.
Woo! Hey.
Hey, shut up. Shut up and listen to the podcast. Hey.
There's a lot out there to see. This is what we watched.
So I can just write whatever I want down for this movie, and now it'll be called that forever?
Forever.
So, Edge of Tomorrow is now going to be Alien Shoot 'em Ups.
Ooh, I like that title.
I
You
Alien
didn't
call
expect
it
that, did you?
Mission Impossible 4.5.
4.5, I like it. Alien Shoot 'em Up. All right. So this week we're talking about Alien Shoot 'em Up.
Alien Shoot 'em Up. Definitely
Alien Shoot
Google
'em
it.
Up. Movie Club.
Movie Club.
So
Now, be honest, Jeff. Is it orange juice or is it a mimosa? It's okay. It's okay if it is. It's Sunday.
I wish it was a mimosa. But no, it's just standard orange juice. I will but on the title thing again,
right back to it.
It's just interesting because based on what you guys told me about them just like switching the name completely, on Apple TV it was literally listed as it was listed as Edge of Tomorrow, but when I paused it, it said Live Die Repeat: Edge of Tomorrow.
Correct. So what? Okay. So the whole thing's based off of. Brandon's not starting it, so I'm just going. Jeff, it started off. It's a novel of all you need. All you need is kill. Like that's what the movie is based off of. A Japanese novel. So when they were working on it, they were calling it like the working title was "All You Need Is Kill," and then everyone decided that they didn't like that. So then the director wanted it to be called "Live, Die, Repeat." And the executives in the studios wanted it to be called Edge of Tomorrow. And the director did not like that. He hated that. So then it went to theaters as Edge of Tomorrow. And it did not make a lot of money. I mean, it made like, I want to say 350, maybe 375 or 370 or something like that total in the run. So barely broke even. And then they decided when they came to streaming and stuff like that, they didn't like completely switch the title, which I thought they did, but they took the image and made Live, Die, Repeat the largest thing on there and shrunk Edge of Tomorrow. And then they put it out, like you said, they put it out a lot of places, Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. So it's one of those things where like they didn't technically change it, but they were only referring to it as Live, Die, Repeat, or like that was like the big thing they were trying to put forward rather than Edge of Tomorrow. So, I mean, when I typed in, like, if you go to IMDb and type in Live, Die, Repeat, I believe that comes up, Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, but all the main listings are still Edge of Tomorrow for sure. It's still mostly that. I
think so. I think they have ultimately, like, reverted now that it made such a big
comeback.
Yes. I mean, hey, Brandon, it's a cult classic because it has so much bigger when it was on streaming and, DVDs and stuff, because it came out in 2014. So there's still like some DVDs here and there. So since then, they do now hypothetically have a possible sequel, but I'm pretty sure that thing's been rumored for, it's been 10 years since this came out. So he's still like trying to crack the sequel or prequel. Or who knows,
Right, exactly. Because how do you do the sequel when you've killed the thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's not real, Brandon.
No, yes, it is. We just watched it all happen.
No. The sequel's not real. He recently was like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to sit down and try to crack the sequel. It's gonna be, that I love that shit where it's like, oh, it's gonna redefine what sequels are. And they're like, dude, you gotta like make it for it to redefine what sequels are.
All right, sweet. Look out for that.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone hasn't guessed, we are talking Edge of Tomorrow.
This is
or
what
Live, Die,
watched.
What we watched.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Movie Club.
The working title for the quote unquote sequel is Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
Or Live,
like
Die,
that.
Repetitive.
Live, Die, cliche.
Live, die, and then I just want the coda sign that's, on in music. That's what I want.
The rumored stars are Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. Crazy.
Weird.
But it's only rumored. It's only rumored.
Yeah. I don't know. I think those are pretty big movie stars now. I don't know if they could afford to get them. Not like when they made the first one and they were cheap to get.
I don't know if Tom Cruise was cheap to get still.
I was gonna say Emily Blunt. I bet could be cheap, but even still, Emily Blunt, I doubt it, because the Devil Wears Prada, the Adjustment Bureau.
Yes, that was the joke.
Okay.
Oh. Why now all of a sudden would they not be able to afford it? What was different about the two times? You think they're bigger stars now than they were before? Is that the joke?
Nope. That they were big stars. They were big action
sarcasm.
stars.
The sarcasm that usually goes over
We're
my head.
starting early. This is going to go smoothly.
Yeah, but
I can't wait.
But there has to be something different between the two situations. It feels like the same situation.
That's what
that was
the sarcasm. Like he was just like he's saying
Just pointing out that it's the same. Did I say nobody said like, oh, now they're cheap or how easy it's going to be made?
We'll just move on.
Just pointing
move
out
on.
the fact
somehow
that it's the same
I'm
thing.
getting where he's coming from and you're not for once.
Hey, it's kind of cold out today.
I feel it in my bones.
It is raining.
It's
That's
now
why
cold.
we're doing
It's
this
now
remotely.
cold today. So I guess sarcasm.
That's why we're doing this.
Uh,
Anyways, all right. So this
Looper.
concludes our time travel month. I was really happy with these time travel picks, actually.
Yeah,
I had
fun.
never seen Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat over and over.
the other way.
I gasped
yeah,
at
that's
that, but I
Pete
saw it like last
Coleman,
year.
Edge of Tomorrow.
And Jeff,
Yeah,
you saw it last year?
Yeah, like but relatively recent. Like Matt brought it up to me like a year or so ago, and then I was like, "Oh, I've never heard of that even." And then I watched it when it was on like Netflix,
Mhm.
and then now I had to rent it.
I don't. I know, me too. I don't remember when the first time I saw it was. I don't remember
Sounds
because
like
I didn't
you
see
saw
it
it when it
theaters.
came. Oh, okay, never mind.
No, I definitely didn't see it in
Hmm.
theaters. I remember it coming out in theaters and like watching the previews and stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
almost positive I did not see it in theaters. And
See, I
I saw
kept
it
getting
some
it
point in the
confused with
past.
Oblivion for a while when you were first talking to me about it.
I get that. That makes sense.
It's totally
they-
fair.
Yeah, just big robot suits and things going on. But
Mhm.
Emily
'Cause I
Blunt
think
was in
Oblivion
My Little
came out
Pony.
right
the
around
movie.
the same time.
Oblivion.
Yeah. Oblivion came out, 2013. So that one actually came out first.
yeah, and Tom Cruise's face.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Cruise's face. What?
Which
I
is
actually couldn't
also-
remember if it was a different
Sarcasm,
actor or
sorry.
not, but
Which
No, it is
also
Tom
is
Cruise.
similar to Elysium with Matt Damon that came out in
that's the other
2013
one.
as
Yes,
well.
I was like, that's whose other face I was mixing with
I
Oblivion.
mean,
with the mech suit and everything.
yeah, I guess a little bit.
So
I mean, it's
yeah,
all-
these
it's
were
all
definitely
like,
in development around the same time. All right, so I need to see who did what, where.
Oh.
He started talking to himself again, Matt.
I know.
TriStar
And it's like,
did.
He starts talking to himself in the middle of his normal sentence, so then I'm like, feel like I'm supposed to still be listening.
TriStar did Elysium.
Hmm.
There's also the Will Smith one with his kid, whatever his fucking kid's name is.
Oh yeah. What's that one called? Universal did Oblivion.
After Earth?
Yeah, After Earth.
Did I
didn't
nail
see
that? Out of
TriStar,
fucking
Universal,
nowhere? Damn, I did.
and
That was 2013 also.
Warner Brothers were
Hey, my
all
dark age.
clearly in competition with the similar idea.
After Earth had a 4.8.
Whew.
That's probably why I didn't see it.
But yeah, this is the first time I watched Edge of Tomorrow because I kind of didn't think when I heard it was being released, it just didn't seem very interesting to me. It didn't seem like a super original take on it. It looked kind of cheesy. Like I wasn't enthralled by the previews from what I had seen from a decade ago.
Mhm.
So I went in with very low expectations, and I enjoyed the hell out of this movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes,
It's a fun
it is
like
definitely
mix of like Hollywood classic with a somewhat cliche kind of time travel thing going on.
Yeah,
but they
Groundhog's Day.
spun it enough that it felt very interesting.
Yeah, they did their own take on like Groundhog's Day. I would say like similar to Palm Springs, where it's like it is definitely
Mhm.
that same concept, but they did their own version of it, and it was this one was definitely more, I think, more action than any of the other ones that we've talked about or watched at all this month. But yeah, it's definitely, that's how I describe it, as fun. And it felt more like a video game than like a sci-fi than anything, with the checkpoints and like restarts and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, for sure. And then towards the end, it's like, nope, I'm out of lives. We cannot die.
Well,
I know.
Okay. The whole no real rules were explained. Nothing. Brandon's like, oh, this one's so much more simpler, because they don't explain shit. They're like, hey, this can reset time. How? Why can it? How does it connect to the other things? What is it? The blood that they have, like a Wi-Fi blood? Is that what it is?
A Wi-Fi blood?
I guess.
Wi-Fi blood.
Well,
I took it as
when the alpha dies, it triggers an automatic reset.
Yeah,
but the omega is the thing that resets time.
Yes.
So then, why can the alpha is it triggered? It has to be the blood, but then how does that like?
No,
the
I would
blood
say
is the thing that triggers
it'd
it.
be the neural pathways or connections being stopped when it dies.
Yeah, and then but that works for Tom Cruise's also.
Well, no,
as
just
not
because...
a creature. No, when Tom Cruise dies, it triggers a reset. So it definitely.
Right. Oh,
so
yeah,
Wi-Fi
I
blood.
see what you're saying. That it's all about its blood. I see what you're saying.
It's just, well, again, they didn't explain shit. They were just like, hey, don't worry about it. It's time travel, which is a very, it's a smart concept. Just go, don't worry about it. Back to the Future, Looper, Edge of Tomorrow. It just works. We have other things that we want you to focus on. Don't dwell on this.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
I can let the alpha's blood thing like slide by and not think about it too much. But the one that got me
it's blood.
This time was the Omega's blood at the end. Because then the Omega dies, the blood gets in Tom Cruise. He goes back in time even further, but then the Omega is still dead. Like they changed the history. I don't know. I don't get that part of it.
That was the one
now?
thing I felt. I was like, well, that felt cheap. I mean, I like the payoff, and I like that. Oh, yay, we got a happy ending. But that one to me definitely felt like that doesn't fit the rest of the storyline.
See, I agree with you. Well, one, they kept saying one day when in reality it was 2 days. That was kind of driving me crazy, because he woke up in the morning and then he's like, tomorrow there's going to be a war, and she's like, you have to die by the end of the day. First off, but what's the end of the day? Midnight, dark? Are aliens keeping our same time? Is that what we're saying?
Well, so
and also, why is it a day?
They didn't describe that either. Yeah, like no one ever went past the 24 hours, and so no one really. I don't know. Yeah, they just kept saying that the Omega reset a day, and
see, you say
so they
24
were like, therefore,
hours,
I have to die before.
But it was more than
a day.
24 hours.
Yeah, no. So exactly, I get where you're coming from. That's the second one that kind of I was just like, I don't really quite understand. Like, they don't have a watch and they're like, oh shit, the day's almost over. I have to kill myself real quick.
Exactly. And then it's like, why is the aliens keeping human time? And they're like, when it hits midnight, we've decided. And it's definitely blood, because at the end they pumped blood into him, which cycled out the other blood. So that was just that it's definitely his blood.
It is blood.
Yeah, but yeah, it was 2 days.
Wi-Fi blood.
It was 2 days. Yeah, that's what it is. 2 days of he wakes up and then he's got to go, and then they reset him to 3 days back or 4 days back. Yeah, dude, I liked 90% of it. Except for the ending, I was like, dang it, we could have just, I didn't need that weird, awkward love story of him falling in love with her. I get it. It makes sense. But I just was like, it was just annoying when literally one of the scenes, he's like, they're flying in there when they just brought a bunch of people to kill themselves for whatever reason that they did not need. But they were like, hey, let's go collect some people. They're all going to die. The Ford or whatever was like, oh, what do we do? I can't kill the alpha. What do we do if it attacks me?
He's like, just, take one for the team.
Correct. Yeah. And then he immediately turns to Emily Blunt, the person they're following into war, and the best warrior, and goes, maybe you shouldn't go in. I'd be like, but fuck you, dude. I'm right here. You just told me to kill myself for the greater good. Why you like the best warrior shouldn't go in? Like,
because she's hot.
I would be so pissed off. That was the little things that I'm like, God, we did not need that.
Yeah, it makes sense for his character, so I'm okay with that, but I didn't like that Blunt's character kissed him. I hated that. I was like, it doesn't make sense. Again, I guess because she's been through it, she's like, all right, well, clearly you know me, so I'm going to give you the satisfaction
major
that
at the
you're
end.
clearly craving, even though it's weird for me.
I don't know you, but you know me. We should make out.
I've
Yeah,
been told
yeah.
I'm attracted to you. Yeah, definitely what. Yeah, the weird love. It totally makes sense. Him falling for her, but not the other way around. This had really great comedy. I thought like small moments. You know, when he's doing the presentation or whatever, or like the guy does the presentation and it ends with, "All right." Really great for presentation. Honestly, fantastic. And he's like, he's trying to get out of it. I don't know why. I thought that was funny when he repeats what she's like, God, they're in the drop ship and the one cliche chick says something and he says the same thing and she's like, Jinx, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That reaction was very funny to me.
Yeah, there were a lot of little quips, a lot of little moments that were very on brand sarcastic, and I definitely enjoyed those. It also kind of like, at least right off the bat, like all of the exposition about like how aliens had landed and how like we need you to join the army or whatever and go fight these things. It was giving off major Starship Trooper vibes is what it was given.
Yeah, I could see that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. And then jumping
Where-
back into the comedy a bit, I don't think the lines hit me the same way it hits you guys, but the things that made me laugh the most was just the stupid ways he was dying at first. Just like
Yes.
hit by truck, reset.
Yes,
hit,
yes, that was
like
great.
other dumb thing. Which is like
Run over
totally
by truck.
like totally in reality. That's how it would go down. It's like you die
Yes.
by all these stupid little things, and then yeah.
They why did
Trips and just
Bill
hit his head on a
Paxton
rock.
was able to get an extra line out when he was dying by the truck. All the other times we had a hard reset. But then that time when he got ran over, they're like, nah. We'll give Paxton a line on the way out, and then we'll reset.
What was it? He's like, what the hell is he trying to do or
I don't
whatever?
remember. But I chuckled. I thought Bill Paxton did a good job.
I did not know that was Bill Paxton until the credits
Same.
rolled.
Oh, really?
Same.
Yeah.
100%.
I was like, holy shit.
He did
I
good.
do
He's not
do
as good as
recognize that
what's-his-face.
actor.
Not as good as Full Metal Jacket guy. But
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
but still,
That drill sergeant.
still good. Fucking Christ.
You're strobing me, man.
I know. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Totes.
Totes.
Plus, Brendan Gleeson was like hilarious actually in his stoicism and his just uncaring, unbudging, not budging, whatever word you want to use.
Non-budgeosity.
How he just wouldn't
Was that Mad Eye
show any
Moody?
emotion.
Was that Mad Eye Moody?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Or the kid from About Time's dad.
No,
No, that's Bill Nye, not the science guy.
not
no,
the
no,
science
no.
guy.
His real life dad. Donnell Gleeson.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's his real life dad.
Oh.
Brandon Gleeson, Stephen Gleeson, Joe Gleeson. I think there's a third one too, isn't there? Or there's another one.
I
The
think
whole
so.
family.
Gleasons.
Whole damn family is people.
I don't remember their family tree. No.
Let me pull up their family tree. But anyways, yeah, he was great. I thought his acting was really good.
Yeah.
You know, I did not have problems. I mean, some of the freaking J Squad was a little cliche generic-y. Acting was like fine. Other than that, I thought Blunt was good. I mean, I'm always a fan of Tom Cruise's acting. I think he does a good job all the time. Gleeson, we know. Emily Blunt, you know, I think I already said she did good. She's also hot. So there's that. You guys take what you want from that.
Lucky John Krasinski.
Okay.
Okay.
I do
wait.
have a, go ahead. Go
I
nuts.
almost random question about like the story stuff, but why do they call
mine
them
was also
mimics?
Mimics.
Like,
Because
they don't mimic anything.
It's a cool name.
They mimic time. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they kind of mimic like what the battle is doing, so they can mimic because they know what's gonna happen.
I
How long-
appreciate the stretch, but
How long was the beginning, like when they first landed on Earth, to
the
this
time
big
duration.
battle? Like, how long of a time span was that?
I don't know. I didn't really specify. I imagine months. I don't know.
Okay, see, that would make more sense to me, because if it's been like years or something, I'm like, how do these freaking aliens not win by now? They're vastly superior to. Also, what are the odds that, like, while they're going through, like, resetting constantly, that just a random alpha didn't die somewhere and they just get reset like in the middle without somebody dying? Like, you'd think that, right? Just by odds wise, because how many freaking times he reset to the point, I really feel like they leaned on Groundhog's Day, when Groundhog's Day, he kind of just knew all these things about people, but that's because, he spent how many freaking
like years?
Yeah, live sitting there talking to each individual. I don't get that vibe with Edge of Tomorrow. Like, I don't see him being like, okay, for the next year, I'm no longer trying to save the Earth. I'm going to get to know the J Squad. Because can you fathom how well you need to know somebody to find out that Ford is using somebody else's name that died?
Or even just to get them to open up, like,
exactly.
Like
that's what I'm saying. Each individual person. Can you fathom how long that would take to just show up? And you're gonna die in a day anyway. So you have one day to work on them, and then it kind of resets every
just
time.
Go up to everybody. Hey, I love you.
Hey, I'm gonna do this for a year, and eventually they're gonna tell me something deep. It's gonna be awesome.
Right. I mean, that's what Loki season 2 did. Is he only had a certain 10 seconds or so, and he just spent thousands of years learning the technology and
he learned science,
quantum physics, exactly, to be able to operate this machine. And you only have like this short, tiny bit of time. So, like, how long can that possibly fucking take?
I understand that when you have one fucking thing to do. And I'm down with this for how much it took and how much he learned about saving the world. But instead, those are drastic right turns to be like, fuck this whole thing. For the next 10 years, I'm going to work on getting to know all these people for fun. Even though it has nothing to do with anything. That's what it it's like. One thing, it's like, okay, I can only do this. If Groundhog's Day, he had to save the world and then knew all the stuff about people, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, there's a lot of shit going on.
For real.
I can only imagine how tedious it would be to figure out how to get through that battle too. It's like,
what kind of memory these people have?
I know. You can't even write it down or anything, because then you're just going to lose that by the time you reset.
It's a very good point. You'd
have to be like an actor to remember all those lines.
Hey, they were in Sing Sing. They were teaching him how to memorize lines. That's what he was. That's what he was doing. Go by actions, because especially it's like, but that's what it felt like a video game wise. Why I call it I refer to it as like a video game movie. It felt like is you'd take so long to learn the skill, and then suddenly you can do it constantly.
Yeah. Well, there are even moments in like Fallout. Like, I know Brandon's probably more familiar with Fallout, but there are times when you're like relying on your charisma when you're talking to somebody to unlock some, like to make them give you some sort of like information. I literally have saved before I talked to this person and tried 10 times until that 10% chance actually like works, and then I'm just like, yes, all right, we're moving forward from here.
Got what I wanted first try. Totally.
Yeah. So I get the video game angle.
Yeah. Honestly, I would love to have a save point option in my life, because I'd love to do that kind of stuff and be like, all right, what would happen if I said this? What would happen if I did this? Oh, that definitely didn't work. And then get to go back to the save point. And okay, that never happened, and I get to try it again.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Isn't that like the same concept for like Click and with Adam Sandler? Isn't it called Click? Adam Sandler.
I believe so. Yeah.
And
it is called Click.
Rick and Morty does something similar with that too. Like,
yes.
It's a really fun concept to think about.
It is.
Being a god. Yes.
Click, I think, was a lot more about like fast forwarding through the boring parts of your life.
I don't remember exactly. Go back. I remember I was very sad at the end. It was very emotional. Other than that, I mean, he went back. He did a lot of weird stuff. He went backwards and forwards, and
okay, so he could go forwards. Yeah, and Rick and Morty, it was just to go back to your checkpoint that you designated, and then at a certain point, Morty started living this crazy life. Went through such turmoil with this like girl that he falls in love with and everything, and then someone accidentally, probably Jerry, accidentally hits the button, and then he resets all the way back, and she doesn't even know him anymore. Like years had passed or something.
Oh, I remember just like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
can't put myself
Crazy.
in that character's shoes. I'm gonna go insane.
Yeah.
And then I think even Futurama even did something similar as well.
Yeah.
I think it was
Wouldn't surprise me.
their original series finale, where Fry was like, "Oh, I can't be late to this date with
Oh.
Leela. It's really important."
Mm-hmm.
And then dies constantly.
That's right. I do remember that. It's been a while
Yep.
for Futurama.
I mean, even Lost kind of explored the concept of less about time, but I mean a little bit, but about if you save someone who's destined and supposed to die, then they're always going to die no matter what you do. The universe is going to find a way to kill that one person.
Well, classic Time Machine movie talked about that too.
Mm-hmm.
That was an option that we could have done.
The only thing with the time machine I picture is when he has to like grab the, God, it's like a necklace or something
Yes.
outside a sphere, and his like hand ages. That's the only thing I remember from it. That and
Oh man,
the
Warlocks.
main guy. The main
Don't remember
guy.
the Warlocks with the big faces and like the long hair?
That is right. Now, yes. Now that you bring it up,
Oh god, it's nostalgia for sure.
God, it's something
if I
fierce.
do.
What's the main guy?
What? God, I'm blanking on his name.
I know
He's-
dude from
he's-
Memento.
Yes. What is his name?
Guy Ritchie?
Guy
Pearce.
Guy
Other
Pearce.
guy.
Sorry,
Other
Pearce.
guy.
other guy.
2002.
Oh man, nostalgia.
Yeah, for real.
So what
Oh.
what was your favorite CGI moment of Live Die Repeat?
Of I'm sorry, Edge of Tomorrow.
Sure.
Favorite CG?
That's what I said. Live Die Repeat.
Trying to think. I mean, it
Oh.
all generally looked pretty good to me. There wasn't any parts that stood out like a lot. Not
Mhm.
like the whale and Castaway or something. Like, that was just the first example I could think of.
Yeah. I don't have one off the top of my head. I kind of liked how he looked when like the blood got on him, maybe.
That was horrifying. I love that. That was
I thought
awesome.
that
It's
was
like
pretty
melting
good.
him like alien.
Yeah,
that's
blood.
what I was thinking.
Or it could have just been hot from exploding from a claymore or whatever, but I don't know. It did look cool.
That's very true. I didn't think about that.
Um,
Ooh, doesn't mean the blood got on him before he died,
mhm.
and with the claymore.
That's super lucky.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Super lucky. That's why this movie exists.
And then
Yeah,
he got that same luck again from the Omega. It's like they need to do something about their blood. It just gets everywhere.
For
I
real.
really like the alien designs, like the
Oh,
way
true, yeah.
those mimics actually looked, especially like the alpha, like it was like this like flame dragon kind of fucking thing.
It's kind of like the Balrog from like Lord of the Rings. It had like when
Yeah.
it, like breathed. It like had this glowy energy and stuff. It looked really
Yeah.
cool.
It was super
Um,
super cool.
You
but they
agree-
also
you
moved
agree
really
with that
quickly.
comparison, Brandon.
I do. Just because I haven't
Oh,
seen it doesn't mean I don't know what he's talking about.
The Balrog. Oh, okay, I don't even know what he's fucking talking
The
about.
Balrog? It's the
Yeah,
big fire demon in the Mines of Moria.
Ah, heard.
God, I sounded so nerdy just for a second. But,
Start sending him shit, Matt.
Duh. But no, I like the way that I feel like they played it off really well because the creature design in particular, they moved so freaking fast that it's like,
You could-
it's hard to really look at it too and like break it apart as far as CG. So I think they hit it well in a sense for that too.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, no, you get the. I liked it. Some people like when say Transformers, they don't like for whatever reason they don't like it then because it's like when you can't see exactly what everything moves like people don't like that. But then this one I think was a good choice to again it's not really I'm okay with it. I was okay with them being like faceless for the most part.
Mhm.
Like I know what they look like, but.
Yeah.
They rarely stood there and I could go, okay, so that's that.
Yeah.
That. Other than the Alpha, I guess. The Alpha
Yeah.
was pretty slow.
Yeah. And the Omega was like a flower or something.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Been like a Venus flytrap.
Yep.
Connected to time.
Another question for these creatures. So every time they went into battle, I was like, what are these people getting hit by? Like the humans. They're like shooting little fireballs, I guess.
I think so.
But
had
you
that
never
same
see
question.
them when they're like human to like creature shooting the fireball still. They just like grab them and throw them around and stuff. So I was very confused by that.
Yeah, I guess they can generate either fireballs or some kind of like missile.
Yeah. They were
Because
just
they
like,
definitely were shooting, like the mimics were shooting at the humans when they were flying. You know,
Yeah.
obviously that's what hit the cargo plane, but
and hit Tom Cruise through the chest at one point as well too.
oh yeah, exactly.
So like I just thought that they never, whenever we actually saw the creatures, we did not see them shooting that stuff. They were just running around, and then whenever there was like ranged attacks going and you couldn't see them, there were like fireballs flying through the air. So that was just interesting.
Close combat, they out of respect, they didn't shoot the fireballs. They're
They were,
like, you know what?
Samurais in that way.
I would never disrespect the.
If I see my enemy, I look at their eyes as they.
Video game rules, right? We have different requirements. Hey, we have close combat and ranged combat. How close is my enemy?
The AI is working in certain ways there.
Honestly, I thinking about like just kind of the concept of how Tom Cruise, how his character wasn't like given any information and just kind of thrown into this situation with the mech suit, instead of, you know, they still gave him the suit and you know, said, hey, go, you know, run into battle because they wanted to kill him. Why not just not give him the suit then? Like thinking about how if other situations, like in real life, you were given something and not told how to use it, and then, you know, Groundhog Day basically, until you figured out how to use it. Like you were given no instruction manual, you were given no training or tutorial or anything like that. Sounds kind of shitty.
I think on paper it's less frowned upon if they were to be like, did you guys give him a suit? And they were like, yeah. He's like, oh, well, then I guess he just died like everyone else.
Well, you know, I also don't think they were like that. Their goal was to kill him. I think they just didn't give a shit that he was going to die. Probably
same
but
thing. It's not kind of.
We just want fodder kill them while we kill you. Kill him while we kill them.
Yeah.
But also the thought of they have too many suits for people. Because I feel like it'd be better just put a qualified human being in there. Because
exactly.
The notion of like, oh, we have this extra suit, let's just throw this random ass dude who's never touched one before, instead of I have a freaking you know, military base full of trained officers when we're in a big battle. Now,
well,
let's give it to the
like going back to the beginning of it, that also like kind of is confusing to me or baffles me a bit, is that they're just like, we need this guy to go into the front line tomorrow. Like, I'm ordering you, and if you bail out of this, like we're gonna, like, I don't know, you're gonna be arrested and shit like that. It's like I don't understand that they were just like, we have to get this guy onto the front line.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was necessarily we have to get this guy. I think Gleeson, the general, wanted him to go and make him look good, and then he just doesn't take, you know, disrespect or blackmail well, and he's just like, oh, fuck you then. I'm just gonna, how dare you blackmail me? I'm gonna send you to a black fucking pit.
But he was already going to send him there, right? He was talking about sending him to the front line before he started blackmailing him.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a difference between sending him to the front lines to be in the back and take some camera videos and minimum
casualty. That's what they were sending him there for?
Yes, he was supposed to go take some footage and make him look good. Then when he blackmailed him, he goes, go fuck yourself. And now you're going to be a no-named grunt.
Squad J, bitch.
Squad J.
J Squad.
I feel so bad that they just went to go kill them. That's all he did. They were like, we need more people. I'm like, I don't think you did. Because then the scene was they crashed in the plane. All of them except for 3 of them died. And I guess you needed 2 of them to distract them. And then they even died too. It's like... I felt so bad. I'm like, what do you get? You guys are assholes.
Poor J Squad.
Hey, J Squad, you guys want to come and die?
It's like, you guys either die out there or you might survive this way. I don't know yet.
You're the only ones who can help us.
Yeah, for real.
The only ones who I can convince to help me. That's what it was. It was a classic Tom Cruise movie because he was on a motorcycle. We got to have it.
He does love motorcycles.
Yep.
I think he actually did the stunt of when he was in the cot after he wakes up and had got his blood exchanged too. I think he actually did he had to,
the
right?
flip?
Like the fall over and then landing in the
roll?
weird way. Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
I didn't see anything
Because he like
hinky
lands
about
on the
it.
ground and the shot's already there and it's him. So, which seemed kind of fun though, because like he's strapped in and then the way the bars were set, you don't touch the ground.
Yeah.
It'd be real sketch the first time. Be like, let me watch somebody else not bash their head, because his head wasn't pinned down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
hey, we're back to 127 hours. You guys, you're not worried about bashing your head. Just keep your head straight. It'd be fine.
Exactly.
That's the only part that I was like, you'd flip. Doosh, ow, fuck.
Don't.
Yeah, whiplash.
And then the next shot is just a giant red mark on his forehead.
Yeah. No. Going back to I have something else of a story wise. I really liked the reveal. Like, so the entire movie. I'll take a step back. With the entire movie, we're following Tom Cruise, and almost every time he goes back in time and resets, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time him and Emily Blunt get to like the barn, and he's like giving her the coffee, and he's like, 3 sugars, right? That's what you like. I loved the reveal that we were like we were with him, and we thought this was the first time where they were there, and then the reveal subtly of just like with Emily Blunt being like, how many fucking times have we done this?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
That was really fun. That was like a fun twist.
That was a good. Once he said 3 sugars, I was like, okay, well, they've been here before.
The first thing was like, she's like, I can't believe you found coffee. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And then
Yep.
like sugar, and then she's like, thank you, and he's like, you like 3, right?
Mhm.
Or something like that. And then it's just like, wait a second.
They were so
Like,
laxative.
hold up. How
Granted,
the hell would you know that?
granted, the thought that like now he's decided. We watched her die a trillion times
Oh my
in the
gosh.
fucking in the before they even got off the beach.
Mhm. Yeah.
But now he's decided, well, now this is impossible. Also, if there's a mimic right there, can't you guys just kill the mimic? You know where it is. You just told me where it was. You know the
Right.
mimic is buried under there. Can I not bring a grenade and place it right on top and then
Yeah.
run away?
Well, he said there's one like 20 yards or whatever meter. I don't remember. A little ways out, and then there's more
20
even
miles.
further out from that. But yeah, like you're saying, after he gets fed up with it, he just ditches her, goes there himself, kills all of them, and it's like, could you not have just like told her to stay back, and you did that, and then bring her? I don't know. It's
It was
there's
like,
options.
she's holding you back. I'm like,
He clearly tried that
seem right.
option. Obviously,
he
tried
still,
that.
He still had the fucking suit like with batteries when he got to the
Yeah.
house to the barn this time. I'm like, she wastes so much battery. I guess it was interesting because we didn't get any explanation about that too.
Mm-hmm.
What, the battery?
Well, so they briefly
Just them as a whole, him ditching her, and then it went so much better. I think.
well,
But yes, the
when he
batteries
got-
included in that.
When he got fed up, he was getting suited up, and he told the guy, extra batteries, 8 grenades, all this
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
Like,
I
but
thought
then
that was
he didn't think to
after
do that
he got to the
again.
barn. I thought that was after he went to the barn by himself. I thought that was
No, that was in preparation to take out all those ones.
Yeah.
okay. Heard. I'll
Yeah.
take your word for it.
That's how I remember it.
That was when he got fed up with it because when
she
Blunt killed
tried.
herself basically by trying to fly the helicopter, he's like, "Fuck it, I can't explain this to you anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm just doing it myself, going rogue, going solo because I know
Yeah.
what to do, and clearly I'm the only one who can save it."
And that's when he gets to the dam and finds out the dam's not the spot.
yeah.
I didn't think of him doing that because he's fed up with her and she's holding him back. It felt much more like I can't emotionally deal with watching her die
Yes.
anymore.
That
That's
probably
how
was
I
a
got
piece
it
of too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I took it as.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that moment, yeah, for sure was absolutely astounding because and it was set up so well from the first interaction with that other doctor dude, the scientist who had created
Dr. Dude.
the tech to, I guess, reset or kill the Omega.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's like, all right, how many fingers am I holding up? And, it's the first time I've done this. Don't worry. It's the first conversation. So it was set up so well, so brilliantly that it's like, okay, cool. So we know what the situation looks like when it's the first time. And Cruise just knocked out of the park in that scene, in that way of helping subvert that expectation of, hiding that plot point and hiding that reveal.
Mhm.
Expertly done.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like that scene, like I remember him walking in and he just immediately goes to the table, unclothed, like they have like a cloth over it or whatever, the plot and plans. He just instantly goes there and then he's just like, you're going to tell me the number 2, like you're holding 2 fingers up, and then just keeps going on. I mean, I guess that is the best way to convince people that you're time traveling.
Honestly,
like,
because
just laying
think
it
about
all
that.
out.
You're just living your normal life, and then someone just fucking strolls up to you that you've never met before and just tells you everything about yourself. You're like, how in what fucking way?
Like, Cammy's gonna come in right now, meow twice, and then scratch you on the arm. You're gonna say "ow," and you're gonna be a little frustrated. It's like, when it happens, you're just like.
Yeah, if they tell me something that's about to happen, I'm probably believing them more. If they're just telling me things about myself, that just seems like you're a spy that has done a lot of research on me.
Yeah,
I don't think of that personally.
Stranger danger.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm special enough to be researched.
Well, that's why I'm not, to me wouldn't convince me. If it was like, this is about to happen, this is about to this is about to happen, then I'm like believing them more. But if he's just like, I don't know, some weird childhood thing, I'm like,
yeah, your middle name is this. It's like,
call my mom. What the fuck is this?
yeah. Agreed.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
I don't know. I want to say that I would be the one who's more easily who believes it quicker than the two of you. If someone were to tell me they were a time traveler, but I don't know.
Note to everybody. Hey, Brandon, I'm a time traveler. God, I would love it if people just trying to convince you that they're time travelers constantly.
Like, Brandon, if you just go into a dark space and just clench, you should time travel.
I haven't tried it actually, so all right, I'll be right back.
Heard. Well, we can finish this if you want to go try.
Oh man.
Let's see.
Do you guys think that you could learn that mech suit as quickly as Cage did?
I mean, I would assume so.
It's like start pushing buttons until things start happening.
I was gonna say that's what.
And then if you die, right, you just reset. All right, don't push that button.
Especially
but like if you're just button mashing, and then you're like, oh shit, what button did I actually press?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't personally just press them all. I'd be like, because your hands are like stuck in there, so you only have limited amount of like buttons you can even press or pull or do. So I just go, okay, 1. Oh, what did that do? 2. What did that do? As I'm on the battlefield, just be like, I'm going to point everything forwards just in case. Just going to press a bunch of shit and go down the line and see what happens. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would be possibly dead before that happens. Because also the drop ship system didn't seem to work. Where I was like still tethered to the fucking ship that was crashing.
While it's fucking crashing. I know. I was like, how convenient that, he's tethered to the ship that's falling out of the sky. And then the one blast or something cuts his cable. Like, oh shit, that was
right.
Good timing.
We also he's great at surviving plane crashes. The climax plane crash, his ass was getting
they got thrown around like rag dolls.
He was outside the plane and then it crashed into a building. Then he just like slides down.
Well, he was even hanging on to the gun and his body was flailing around. I was like, in what way are your joints not like destroyed?
At some point, he became Superman.
Right.
He's as strong as an alpha. He's as strong as an alpha.
Strong as an alpha. Interesting things about the initial like time repeats. Like so the first time he does fall, like his tethered cable drops him and he lands. He obviously lands like face first into the water. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but his visor popped out. And then the second time that happened, he still fell into the water, but his visor didn't pop out that time, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if that was on purpose. But
that's supposed to signify society's feelings towards visors.
Towards and not being able to see clearly.
Yes.
No, I don't.
Yeah. What does the visor represent?
Economics. I did really like the early, like my vibe on the whole movie was as it went farther, I kind of got a little bit less and less. Like I loved the beginning of it when he first, starts repeating.
Yeah.
His acting in that whole, in the situations, him like feeling out the stuff. I really, really enjoyed, and I thought they did a good job of like taking the small steps forwards.
Right. Well,
and us.
Even on that standpoint, I like that it was the third, after the second death and the third repeat, he finally realized like, I need to tell all these people like you're gonna die tomorrow. Like he got to it really quick. Like the second time you were just like, what the fuck is happening? And then the third time you're like, all right, it's definitely repeating. I
Am
have
I
to tell
crazy?
everybody.
No, I need to say something, which just feels like the natural, like, you know, next step.
Yeah,
Yes.
agreed. So I thought
Yes.
that played out really well too.
Very logical. I mean, even the last step, which I'm calling the SpongeBob reference. I don't care what anybody says. It's definitely a SpongeBob reference.
I'm ready.
When they get that device and he's like, Rita's like, all right, well, what do we do now? And he's like, I don't know. We've never got this far before. It definitely reminded me of Plankton. 100%. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, I get it. I watched SpongeBob this year.
SpongeBob wasn't I missed that crave. But he's a little tiny little dude. Is that a direct or is that just in general you think it sounds like Plankton?
In general,
I mean, it's a pretty direct
Oh,
quote. Like, that's exactly what he
I
salike
don't remember that. I just remember Plankton always being like, here's my plan. And then when he finally works, he's just like, oh, I don't know what to do now. It's like, I didn't think this was going to work.
I'll find the meme and I'll send it to you.
I'm okay. Thank you. I appreciate it though. I believe
I got you.
Don't worry about it.
I got you. It won't take long.
SpongeBob is one of those that I never got, but it was like one small, like younger than me. I feel like everybody loved SpongeBob still.
Mm-hmm.
And I just missed that. I definitely missed that wave.
Yeah.
It's so quotable.
Yeah, SpongeBob. That's when people say his name.
SquarePants?
Yes?
Yeah, I was just quoting SpongeBob. People say his name at some point. So I was quoting when they in the show say his name.
Gotcha,
I watched it.
Oh,
Hey,
I
I'm
get the
cool. I'm
reference.
hip. Yeah. See. That's what I was doing. It was an homage to other people in the show. No, I've seen
did you guys like the ending? I mean, I know we kind of briefly mentioned how we didn't like how the Omega kind of took him back a few days before, and that didn't really make sense. But did you like getting that little, like, you know, send off, that emotional wrap up where, oh, I'm looking back on these people fondly, even though they have never met me before.
And I just got him killed.
Yeah, I just got him killed.
I you know, as I was saying, is like as it went on and on, I didn't like it. Like it got a little bit more cheesy, I guess, or like I didn't love the ending. Like I didn't want them to kiss. I wanted like the more Twister side personally. And then I would have been down for like the one big walkthrough to be like, oh, I'm changing. Everything's gonna change now. Blah blah blah. But it made no sense that he went back that far. They would have had to make that make sense. And I would have been down with like the ending, the last shot of being like them looking at each other and being like, oh, we'll see what happens kind of, or he's going to win her kind of. But like we already had like the kiss and stuff. So without the kiss, I would have liked that ending. But
better. Yeah.
Yes. But ultimately, it's got to make, like they didn't, I don't know. I have no idea why he went back 2-3 days.
Yeah, I don't know. Omega
Yes,
blood.
Right. Omega blood. Is he Omega now? Can he put blood in other people? And then when they die, he resets time?
God, I hope
Let's
so.
say yes.
Maybe that would be live, die,
Oh.
repeat.
That's how you break a sequel. Okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe it's that. And then he's going to repeat. He's going to go back and he's going to be the old version of his younger version in there. That'll be interesting.
Yes. I will say about this ending, like I'm on the same
Omega.
page as far as the Omega like back in time plot line and stuff. It's just like I'm not really sure how I feel about that. But the thing I do like about the ending is like I actually kind of do like the quick abrupt ending on him like with a little laugh after seeing her and meeting her every time, and this is the time to move, like that they move forward finally. I like that they cut to black, and I love the song that they cut to like right after that.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes. No. I think it's called Love Me Again, but like the words and everything just really fit with it, like the aesthetic and whatever. And I thought that was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that last little shot and scene and stuff was good, but they didn't, unfortunately, didn't set up the whole as a whole, which I could have lived with. You know, it was just other stuff happened before that I was getting. Like, for example, one of the cheesy is, I like the reveal of the grenade pins. Was that for the alpha? Does the alpha understand the concept of grenades? And he's like, yes, I won. And then he reveals the pins and he's like, no, I didn't.
No,
The grenade pins. So it's like,
so
as we were
performative to
going,
this
I'm like,
creature.
oh, guys,
It was more for Tom Cruise's character than the alpha.
I know.
It's
It's
just
for
like,
the-
bitch.
It was for the audience. Did you like that ending, Brandon?
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't like the blood. I didn't like going, the Omega going back. I think again it would have been a more powerful sacrifice and a better story to have him die, and then we go back as
Cut
the
to black.
audience
Racist.
or just move forward and be like, all right, cool, we all of a sudden, the J Squad, basically, they die, and it's like, oh, they mysteriously disappeared, but then the rest of humanity is saved. That would have made more sense. But I do like that since we did go back, I did like the little send-off, and I liked the cut to black. It was a little bit of a tease.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a, hey, fill in your own blank, write your
Mhm.
own, next chapter, if you will, whatever you want these characters to do.
Yeah.
So
How
that
do you
was
feel about endings like that?
Depends on the movie.
Okay.
Generally I like it.
Okay.
Generally
Same.
it's
Bullshit. Go ahead.
it's generally it,
you
it's,
want the recap.
generally it leaves the door open for whatever you want. But
Yeah,
again,
I don't
it
know. I'm
depends.
generally fine. Like, I kind of like open endings because I like being into fill in blanks, and it kind of gives the hands off the story a little bit to the audience and the viewers.
It all depends on like what questions they bring up. It's like
Yeah.
if it's like there's a huge big question or a pivotal thing that we've been waiting for, and then they don't show you, I'm like, go fuck yourself. But if they don't say, oh, they got together, they had 3 kids, he
Yeah.
became, stuff like that, I'm like, I don't need any of that. But if they were like the whole time being like, this movie is about them getting together, and if they're gonna get together or not, and at the end they don't give that to you, I'm like, fuck you people. What was I here for?
Interesting.
Here
It is
for
interesting.
nothing.
It is
Nothing.
interesting. I agree.
I was trying to take notes during watching this movie, and I just got so sucked into it that
Mhm.
I didn't really write a whole lot down. Like, I was very entertained by this one.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. Really fun.
I might have been packing and doing stuff. My limited time I have.
I get that.
Yep.
But I've seen it eventually. I've seen it. I feel like I've seen it. I don't know actually how many times I've seen it. Maybe 2 or 3. Not a ton.
You've had to have seen it 3 because you saw it before me, and this is my second viewing.
What does that mean? How does that make sense, Jeff? If I saw it before you and
You
go,
said 2
hey,
or 3. I said you have
Okay.
to at least seen it 3 times.
no, that's not true. If I saw it before you and talked about it, there's 1 for me and
Yeah.
0 for
Well,
you. Then you went and
so-
saw it.
No,
So that's
we
one
watched you watched it. You caught it on Netflix, and that's when you
Uh-huh.
told me about it again, and then I watched it. So I knew you
I
watched
didn't see
it
it
then
in
as
theaters.
well.
I didn't see it in theaters.
I know, but
So
I'm
I
saying
bet you that
probably
was
saw
my
it
first
before.
time I saw it.
It couldn't have been because you were telling me about it. Like you were telling me about it like as if you had seen it like years ago.
I don't believe you, Jeff.
I believe.
I've
me. I remember
I've never seen this
I
before. This
believe
is the first time. This is the first time I've ever seen it. It's called All
Live Free
You
or
Need
Die
Is
Hard.
Kill. No, it's called All You Need Is Kill. Live,
All you need is kill.
live
All you
edge,
need
repeat.
is kill.
Da-da-da-da.
This won the 2015 Alliance of Women Film Journalists Kick-Ass Award for Best Female Action Star.
Best female action star of
Interesting.
2015. Well,
Yeah.
who is she up against? Do you know?
No, I don't.
2015.
Let's see if I can.
Alicia Vikander's Tomb Raider. Just kidding. I don't know.
I was gonna say that would be.
All right.
I think that might have been actually like 2016 or something.
Holy shit, there's a lot of these.
I'll look up Alicia Vikander's Tomb Raider.
All right, so that was wait, what? Most egregious age difference between the leading man and the
Yeah,
love
I was gonna-
interest.
I was gonna look that up to find out.
That's
'cause
another
I'm
one.
Sure
That's pretty
he's-
fucking funny. All right, so this one went to. Okay, so she won it over Scarlett Johansson for Lucy and Jennifer Lawrence for The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1.
Oh, best woman
Interesting.
screenwriter. The Babadook was in that category. Lost to Gone Girl. Sorry, I'm looking at the other.
Interesting.
I know some
Actress
of these.
defining age and ageism. Tilda Swinton won that over Julianne Moore and Meryl Streep. So they go,
Okay.
hey, we want to give an older woman an award.
I think we might need to co-op some of these awards. I'm not gonna lie. Actress most in need of a new agent.
Nice.
Cameron Diaz
Diaz.
over Jennifer Aniston or Melissa McCarthy. Oh man.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. She is pretty fair. She's pretty badass in this.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise has definitely got a boner, but I like that, she wasn't the swooning type, except for, kind of at the end, which was just like, I know I met you today, but I sense I love you. Not really. I mean, I guess she just kissed him like that. Who gives a shit about that?
I guess, yeah. It definitely felt like like I'm giving you something that you clearly, are hoping for, and I'm just okay. I'm here.
I was thinking of Brandon getting kissed by Emily Blunt, be like, okay, fine.
Okay. 3 sugars.
Come here, Toots. Remember that you like 3 sugars? Come here. Oh, you don't remember that.
Whoops.
You will. All right.
That's all. My
Honestly, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think we covered all the bases. Yeah, it was a fun, turn your brain off kind of. Don't think about it too hard. Time travel movie.
I recognized. I was wondering where I recognized the director. He just did Roadhouse. That was him.
okay.
He did Roadhouse. Oh, he also did American Made. That one's actually pretty good. I've talked about that before. We don't need to do that.
I haven't seen either.
Mrs. and Mr. Smith, The Bourne Identity.
Oh,
Those
okay.
are ones that Doug
Lehman, whatever.
Lehman.
Yes.
Lemon.
Dog Lemon. Yes.
Dog lemon.
He does action. He does a bunch of action, and I think his action is good. Like, I'm trying to think of the fighting scenes and whatnot. Every once in a while, they were kind of jokey and just like someone gets flinged, not naturally. But it's it's aliens. It's a video game movie, and it's aliens, and they're in mech suits. So it's like it kind of it checks out. It doesn't feel like out of place necessarily.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. The cinematographer, Dion Babe, I don't know how to pronounce it. He did the Collateral with Tom Cruise back in 2000, or just Collateral.
Collateral.
2004, which I really liked that movie. He also did, but he's also mixed around with like the most recent and notable one being The Little Mermaid. He shot for Disney, the live action.
Holy shit!
So he's
Wow.
got completely different styles going on. Otherwise, he's got Gemini Man listed.
Yeah, because I mean, this one there didn't seem to be a ton of, camera work really. There is some and stuff, but it just felt very, generalized action movie rather than kind of artsy. And you've talked before, they're not really out there to show you that stuff. It's about the other shit.
Yeah, I mean, but like we've also been kind of talking about recently, is this movie kind of knew what it was, and it let the good part shine. Like, the plot wasn't super convoluted. It was fairly simple. Hey, the aliens are attacking. We don't need to know where they came from or why they're here, but they're attacking. I think there's even might be a mention of that. It's like doesn't matter where they came from, doesn't matter why they're here, but they're here. And we get the stakes are raised pretty efficiently. The love story itself, that feels wedged in, but that's kind of not in the way of the action and the enjoyable part of the time travel of the Groundhog Day aspect. Going back and living the same day and learning a little bit, and that was really kind of the whole point of this.
We've come so far from when Brandon was annoyed in Harry Potter when they didn't give background to Dudley's friends in the opening scene. And now it is, they didn't tell you where the aliens were, which is good. We love that. We've come so far.
Maybe
so
if I
proud
had
of you.
read the graphic novel or whatever story before, and if there was a ton of backstory that they left out omitted, then yeah, I'd be irritated with it. Dudley's friends had meaning. They didn't need to be there in the fucking movie.
Oh God. Sweet. Are we gonna grade?
I think we should grade the movie. Matt, this was your pick.
Oh,
Why'd you
yeah.
pick this?
I know. I noticed we didn't do that.
I know.
chose
Well, I
it.
remember like 3 or 4 minutes into it, and I was like, I'm not gonna interrupt to derail us.
I chose it because I do feel like it's not a well-known movie necessarily. I know it picked up a lot of steam after theaters, but as a whole, if I talk to people about it, I feel like people don't know about it. And originally I was gonna go with Palm Springs, but it didn't really feel like the same vibe as the other one. So I kind of want to keep in the vibe. So I just did a different version of a Groundhog's Day. So I went with Action Groundhog instead of
Action Groundhog.
rom-com Groundhog. And also, again, I kind of wanted to watch it to see how I do feel about it because I've only seen it 2 times, Jeff. So yeah, that's why I chose Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. Alien shoot 'em up. Alien shoot 'em up.
Parentheses.
No, it's just colon on a colon.
Oh, double colon.
Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, Alien shoot 'em up.
Part 1.
And keep an eye out for Live, Die, Repetitive.
Part 2, Brandon.
Oh, I missed part 1. Shoot.
It might be the prequel. It might be a whole new type of sequel, man. You never even. It's gonna
never seen a
change
sequel,
what-
so
It's gonna
interesting.
change. That'd be kind of badass. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be kind of badass if somebody came out with a movie, labeled it Part 2, then made a sequel / prequel afterwards and named it Part 1 from the get go. That'd be kind of badass.
Well, he didn't name it, but Ty West's Pearl kind of did that.
Yeah. Well, he didn't name it.
He just didn't name it that way.
That's why I want the.
Okay. Gotcha.
I want the first movie of a series I watch be called Part 2.
Closest
You
thing
want
we
that
have
just
is
because
Star
that's
Wars,
how
I
you
think.
watch movies already.
Sometimes that is very true. That is sometimes. You brought up Hunger Games. I think I've only seen like the second to last one or last one maybe. Haven't seen any of the others. I was kind of confused when I watched the last one. I was like, I didn't really know what was going on.
I believe that. That.
It's weird, right?
All right, Matt.
And I need to grade it first also.
Do you think you want to grade this movie? Do you want a minute to think?
This is all the Matt section of the I think I know generally where I think I want it to go. Because while I do think it was, a clever concept, while it wasn't like a completely original, it was still it didn't feel like a copy paste, like you said, of all the Oblivion and all those stuff. Like the style of the production design might have kind of given you that vibe, but it didn't feel like it was a copy paste of that really. And I like the concept. I like the beginning part a ton. Like I said, as we went on, I like it a little bit less and less. Whenever we grade these things, it's kind of comparing to recent stuff we've seen. So when I'm looking at my grades, while I do really enjoy it, I don't think I can have it over Tenet to me, because Tenet just has much more like visual that gives boosts and whatnot, and Edge of Tomorrow to me was pretty standard practice. I'm not saying it looked bad by any means, but nothing wowed me. The aliens looked good, but I personally wasn't necessarily watching it going, wow, that looks so amazing, or they really went above and beyond. So it was a fun time travel action movie that I'm going to put on the same level as like Monkey Man and Nope, I think, at 7.75.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I think so. Midsummer is at that level. Fantastic Mr. Fox, where it's like it's got goodness within it.
Goodness.
Goodness. But it definitely didn't necessarily blow my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So 7.75.
7.75.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm around the same range. I guess again because I I had such low expectations, and was so entertained by this. It's hard to kind of reel in exactly how I feel about this, because I had a lot of fun with this. I thought it was packed full of action that I was able to follow and that made sense, and it wasn't like super overly gratuitous or overly graphic just for the sake of being graphic. And it was full of humor as well, and it was my style of humor. That sarcasm, that real bluntness.
Emily Bluntness.
Yeah, Emily Bluntness. I did like kind of the plot being a little different, or a little exciting with the alien enemy, right? Knowing like what the future holds. So kind of like survival's almost impossible, and just finding, seeing the human race try and figure out how to overcome that, and there is only one situation, there's only one chance, but it takes, however many hundreds or thousands of repetitions to kind of hone in on what that one specific way to beat them would be. So I felt like that was pretty interesting to watch. I feel like the acting was actually pretty top notch. Tom Cruise was stellar. Emily Blunt was fantastic.
Yeah. Bill
the rest
Paxton
of them
didn't
were.
even know it was Bill Paxton.
I didn't even realize it was Bill Paxton.
character.
He was so incredible. He disappeared completely
Seriously,
into his
dude.
role.
I was like, this guy kind of looks familiar, but I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I've seen this guy before, but whatever. The score I thought also was pretty good. CGI wasn't, didn't look super CGI. I mean, there were definitely moments it did, but for the most part, aliens looked pretty realistic, and the stuff looked really cool. All of the crashes were pretty exciting as well. So I think I really like this one a lot.
Nice.
I was looking at my other grades. I don't know if I have it, how high I can realistically go. So I think I've got it right now at an 8. I mean, that's what I was thinking when after watching it for the very first time.
Same level as
the other day.
Jojo Rabbit. I agree.
I was around the 9s. I was like, I was actually like thoroughly
really
entertained in every category, and it's really hard for me not to. But looking at some of my other grades, I don't think I liked it as much as Jojo Rabbit or Castaway. But I think I did like it more than Isle of Dogs and Hurt Locker and even Avatar 2, like The Way of Water. Like I think I liked it a little bit more.
Wow.
So I enjoyed this a lot. So I'm gonna go 8.5.
Nice. Solid.
Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Just thoroughly enjoyed it. Nothing super wrong with it. Yeah.
I gotta go through some time and figure out how often the person who picks the movie is not the highest grading. Because you're 3/4 a point above me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that means, sorry,
like
I always
hour
have to play
10.
this game, Brandon. But so that means you liked this movie as much as Jurassic Park, The Last of Us Season 1.
I think so.
3,000 Years of Longing.
Inception.
You like this as much as Jurassic Park? See, that's the one that feels broken.
I had to say that one first to get a reaction from Matt.
That seems crazy to me. The other ones I can see. I mean, not Inception. That seems insane as well. To me, those two seem crazy that you like this at the same level as that.
And I see you rated Deadpool and Wolverine at 8.5. That's higher than I thought you would have put it.
I said the same thing.
Because, like I said,
down.
I mean,
trust me,
while it had a lot of story problems, Deadpool and Wolverine was a shit ton of fun to watch.
Oh yeah,
it was just
for
it
sure.
was a thrill to see
Changes
those
team so
characters. So I liked it for very different reasons.
Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, I mean, if going into my rating, I know I know the area where I want to put it, and I'm bouncing between a 7.75 and a 7.5. And it's mainly based around the other movies I have around that area. Because, yes, this movie was really entertaining. It's like, I don't know, when you show someone one of these action movies from 2014 or whatever, you're like, you kind of feel like you know what you're getting into. But this one was a really fun ride to go on to. Like, as you guys were saying, the acting I thought was pretty solid. The CG itself, it seemed perfectly fine to me. Like, there wasn't really anything to point out that I thought looked really off or anything like that. So I thought they did a good job there. The visuals themselves were pretty on point. Like the explosions and everything looked really awesome. And just the cleverness of like this sort of timeline storyline, I really enjoyed. I thought they did some really good stuff with the story there. So that being said, it's like there's a part of me that wants to put it higher, but I can't really see putting it in the same tiers, like say Midsummer or About Time that I have at 7.75 currently. So I think I have to put it at a 7.5, same level as like Twisters and The Fall Guy. Like they were to me they were entertaining movies, and I had a good time watching them.
That's a good
There
point.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I hear you. That's so funny because my About Time is at an 8, and I went one below About Time for mine.
Yeah.
7.5. Ooh, I really thought I was going to be the lowest, Jeff.
Nope. I hated
I don't know.
it more, apparently.
You know,
You were
right.
close. You were
I know.
close, but
You were a
Jeff
whole.
had it was a struggle to get through this, right, Jeff?
Such a hard struggle. More Emily Blunt. Um,
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Dang you. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't have put me personally. Tenet was my big line. It's like I just
Mhm.
enjoy. I feel like I enjoyed Tenet more. Just you
Yeah.
know, I don't know. Just because, to me, just because they don't explain stuff doesn't mean, one story is necessarily better than the other. Just because
Mhm.
they say that they kind of are on the same level. But like Tenet just felt like such more of a feat to me, of
Mhm.
impressive film feat than Edge of
Mhm.
Tomorrow, which feels like
It
kind
felt
of
like
the other
standard
ones.
action from
Yeah,
that
right.
time
That's
period.
what I was thinking with a cool concept.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, as it honestly, if it ended at like maybe after the second act, I'd probably have a higher grade. But it
Mhm.
just ended so, in my opinion, poopy. So it definitely
Yeah.
went down the more I watched it. As towards the end, I was like, damn it.
Yeah, I get that. And sometimes
Why?
it's difficult to land the plane because you've got it up like this concept is like, all right, cool, you've got all these, plates spinning and you backed your characters into such a tight corner. It's like, all right, how are they going to get out of it? How are you going to successfully make sense of this ending? And I thought they did a good job with that. You clearly didn't, and that's interesting where our
these lines
minds
are.
diverge.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't, in no way, shape, or form did anyone even try to explain why all of a sudden he went 2 days back or 3
Mhm.
days back, realistically,
Yeah.
rather than the 2 days he's actually been going back.
And again, the Omega was dead, so I don't understand how the
Was-
blood works if the
Or
thing
was
is
it just
dead.
24 hours,
I don't
right?
Well, it wasn't 24 hours because he, like,
if anything,
it was
like day and a
daytime the
half,
next
maybe. I don't know.
day. Like, I mean, but he gets, but he jumps back 24 hours, but then he has another day past where he got infected.
Right.
So he got infected, even if he got infected the same time of day that he did 24 hours past where he's waking up, he has an additional to the end of the day then past that point. Because they roll into, past his point of getting infected on the battlefield. So it's like if it bounces back 24 hours, but then you have like another half day. So it's rolling into the day that you get infected. You have to be done by the midnight of that day. So you have like
It's like Cinderella.
get the shoe.
He will
Obviously.
turn into a pumpkin.
And he just fucking ripped off Cinderella. Lazy motherfuckers.
Hey, this guy had written this story before Cinderella.
Yeah.
Hey, I wrote this before books were even a thing. Okay, we're still writing a newspaper. James Cameron's also, speaking of Doug Liman being like, oh, this is gonna redefine how you think of sequels. James Cameron at Disney is out there being like, oh, Avatar, it's gonna be so great. Wow, we didn't, people don't want more amazing visuals. We still have them, but it really is gonna. I'm like, God, dude, you don't chill out, leave us alone. We can't start this early. We have like over a year left before you can see.
Just take your success, shut up. We'll talk about it in a year.
And don't get me wrong, I understand Disney was like, get the fuck on the stage and go talk about it.
Uh-huh.
But he doesn't. Oh, it's gonna be so amazing.
Yeah. Everyone's going to go see it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Jeff, what do you think about the name change? It's no longer the Seed Bearer. Are you up in arms? Are you ready to burn down Disney?
Avatar, I bet you he
Seed
didn't even know
Bearer.
it was called the Seed Bearer.
Yeah, I didn't know this. Are you talking about
cool.
Avatar 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was waiting for them to call it Avatar 3 Dune because they're going to go to sand dunes now.
No. Well,
No, I don't think so.
So I think
that's my joke because they're just hitting all the elements or whatever.
Well, I think
Sorry.
see that's what it feels like, Brandon. Yeah, they changed it from seed bearer, which I assume they might have gone to desert or somewhere where they're growing fucking trees or some shit. Instead, it's fire and ash. And
ooh, see, another element.
yeah, no, you are correct. They just switched which
Nice.
element. They decided to go fire, which is supposed to like represent like emotions,
Volcanoes.
and then ash is supposed
Anger.
to represent like the repercussions and
It's gonna be the dawn of the Planet of the Apes, but Avatar version.
that'd be bad.
I'm so
oh my
fucking
god, if a monkey
excited
pops
for that.
up, if a monkey or ape,
Shot for
sorry.
shot
God.
remake with blue people. Fuck yeah.
no one says anything, but they remake the original Planet of the Apes, but they literally just CG the Navi in there and don't say a fucking thing about it. Oh my god, like what's that kung fu movie where they just CG'd the green screened the white guy in it? Oh my
Oh, I
god,
don't
it's
know.
so Kung Fu Pao
Panda.
maybe? No, not Panda, sorry.
Oh, was this the one you were telling us about?
I've been talking about it recently. I'm not sure why.
I don't remember what it's called.
I think it's Kung Pao maybe. Yeah, Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Yeah.
2002.
Oh, I've heard about that. I never saw it, but
Where they literally they took an old I think Chinese kung fu movie, and then they literally just dubbed sounds out of it, and they like replaced people's voices, and then they green screened the main guy into it. It's so funny, dude. It's so.
I remember
awful,
seeing
but it's
trailers
so
for that
funny.
when I was a kid.
Oh.
Because he said 2002, right?
Yes.
I remember seeing
Look-
trailers for it, and I wanted to see it, but yeah, my parents did not want to take me.
Does this look familiar?
Yes.
He's doing.
Yep. Oh
I
my
did not know
God.
that until I started going through this. Oh yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. He fights a cow.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's where he has to grab the things are on his nipples, and he has to like grab it. Anyways, the chick runs around and going wee 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 wee. Briad. All right. Anyways. All right. But yeah, that'd be sweet if they did that with Planet of the Apes with a blue person, just
Yeah.
one blue person running around.
I'm here for it. Plus, it would save on the budget, for sure.
Yeah, I would assume so. Well, they've already probably spent all that money. Let's be honest.
I know, right?
How far through the movie do you think they are?
I feel like they're done. I heard that they were done shooting it, and that it's just been editing and CG.
I thought they were like shooting 2, 3, and maybe even 4 all in the same production schedule, but then they're splitting it all up into all these other movies.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Or 2 and 3, and then I thought 4 and 5 were more mixed together, production wise. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So weird thing, the guy who made Kung Fu Pao Enter the Fist also wrote Bruce Almighty, Evan
Yeah.
Almighty, Cowboys and Aliens. Also, he wrote all of those.
Interesting. That tracks.
And Thumb Wars. He's writing. He's writing. What the fuck is this? It's called Thumb Wars 9. The thigh.
You never saw the? Oh,
thighs
these
of
are hilarious,
Sky
dude.
Skipper.
Oh
What
my
is
god,
going
these are
on?
great. I remember seeing this shit.
It's a
so.
So ridiculous.
Wait, do they have faces though? If this is the right one,
I would assume they're gonna cut to that at some point.
God, because the faces were just like ridiculous.
Is it drawn or is it like
They're like the
googly
old,
eyes?
like that, like where they
Nice.
have.
Jesus.
Dude, the original Thumb Wars were
Every
hilarious.
hand has a thumb. Oh.
And then their lightsabers come out of their heads, and then they make the noises themselves with their mouths. They're like,
All right, that was too much. I shouldn't have done that. That was on me.
oh man, Thumb Wars best.
All right. We've been done for a while. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
I gotta finish packing. I gotta drive to Grand Junction.
Good luck with that. Hey, Matt, drive safe.
That it? That's it?
Make good choices.
Usually there's
I-
like 3 or 4. There's 4.
I hope the air
like,
conditioning works for you.
You go through all like the list
Drink
of things
water.
I'm doing
Don't
that
forget
week.
to drink water.
Hopefully you throw well. Hopefully Mushi's okay. Hopefully this is.
I hope you sleep well tonight because I know driving that far is pretty difficult.
He's used
I
to it
really-
at this point.
Unfortunately. I'll stop at Culver's. That's always my stop for food.
I hope the food tastes well.
Oh, thank you. Thank
It's
you.
really good.
I don't die or anything.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Nothing for Jeff.
Jeff, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep, that's what it is.
Hopefully I see you tomorrow.
Yeah. please be there tomorrow and the next day.
And the
And
day
the next
after that.
next day, and the next day. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Have a good rest of your days. Thanks for listening to our discussion on what do we call it? Alien Shoot 'em Up. And
Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, Alien Shoot 'em Up.
Alien Shoot 'em Up. I
Part
love
one.
that title. Part 1 dash
about
2.
No, part 2.
Um,
Nah, that's too long. I don't want to make the column in the freaking spreadsheet even larger.
That was a fun conversation, fun movie. Go check it out if you can.
Next month, nostalgia. We have no idea what movies
Nostalgia.
yet.
We do not know as of right now what movies we're talking about. So if you have any ideas, any nostalgic movies that you
be a
guys
poll up.
have loved forever and love every time you see, look back fondly, let us know wherever you want to talk to us. We're all over socials. So come say hello. Let us know what movies you want us to cover, what you thought of Edge of Tomorrow, all the good stuff. Like, subscribe, be a good person, and, do a good thing. And that good thing would be listen to us. Please. Thanks. Appreciate it.
I like the thought of someone about to do something bad and went, you know what? Remember Brandon's words? Be a good person.
Exactly.
like
That's
that.
what I'm here for. That's really why I'm here. All right. Well, until then, enjoy the movies. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.